Everyone likes a darken up Creed Aventus DNA, and today we are putting to the test 3 of the most hyped up fragrances from clone houses. Now, I'll be honest with you, if you are expecting to get a one-to-one with the, let's say, Creed Aventus Absolu, you might be a bit disappointed. I'm not saying they're bad fragrances, but we need to have realistic expectations. And starting up with Club de Nuit Intense Overdose, and if you saw my video from last week, you are aware that I'm actually a big fan of this fragrance. And this takes the Aventus DNA, it gives it some blue crystals, some white powder, and all of a sudden it feels like you took the Aventus DNA and put it on performance enhancing medication. It also adds up a bright orange in the opening, but the best part for me from this fragrance is the way that they did the pineapple. In most clones, the pineapple kind of hits you in the face for the first 15 to 20 minutes and then almost vanishes. In here, they actually managed to keep it throughout the whole duration of the fragrance, fading away just slightly in time. It has a beautiful balance of sweetness, but without crossing the line being syrupy sweet, and it shifts in the dry down into an oak moss and woods combination that gives the fragrance a little bit of a darker edge. Performance wise, out of my experience, this got me about 9 hours of longevity with very good projection for the first 4 hours, and that was in the high heat, so I'm expecting even better performance on a normal day. And in my opinion, this sets up the bar quite high in this clone wear. But let's see how the other ones are stacking up against it. Well, this one doesn't stack very well at all. This is Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition. And I know I've been quite harsh with this in the past, but today I decided not to be too hard with it and try to judge it by its own merit and as gently and nicely as possible. For me, this fragrance is straight up trash. And yes, that's me being nice about this fragrance. So what Collector's Edition does, it kind of feels like this stacks up the cheapest and most chemically ingredients. And you remember how I said that Overdose does the pineapple but without making it syrupy sweet? Well, this does the opposite. This is extremely syrupy, very sweet. And even worse, this also has almost like a rubbery undertone. It's kind of like you would take the Creed Aventus DNA, you would add this thick synthetic sweetness in the pineapple, and you would rub it up on a powdery balloon. I don't know what's the hype with this fragrance, I'll be honest with you. And the only thing that it stands out for this fragrance is the longevity. Yes, this will give you about 8 to 9 hours of longevity as well, with a good projection for the first 1 or 2 hours, but it's not really as beast smooth as some people claim it out there. And look, if you do like this fragrance, I completely understand. Fragrances are subjective, but for me, Overdose is actually what I expected when I bought the sample of Collector's Edition. And before we check out Maison Asrar Vanguard, if you've enjoyed the video so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more brutal and honest reviews like this. And while Afnan goes loud, synthetic and syrupy sweet, Maison Asrar Vanguard does a very beautiful job of keeping their fragrance very smooth. It is nice from the opening to the dry down, and I would say this is the one that's gonna get you the closest to Creed Aventus Absolu if you don't mind losing the pineapple from the opening. The pineapple is very short-lived. It only sits on your skin for about 10-15 minutes, and it pretty much goes straight into the dry down of the fragrance. The only catch with this fragrance is that on my skin lasted for only about 5 hours, with a medium projection for the first 2 hours, I would say. And from what I've seen online on different platforms and also on my channel, Maison Asrar has some differences between batches. So if you're willing to play the batch roulette, this fragrance might be for you. And what is my final verdict between these 3 fragrances? Well, if you want the smoothest and one of the closest blends towards Creed Aventus Absolu, Maison or Vanguard might be the choice for you, but that is if you don't mind losing the pineapple in the opening after about 15 minutes and also reapplying the fragrance after 5 hours. Now my choice would probably be Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Overdose, and that's because for me it kind of has the whole package. I do like what they did with the pineapple, and I also like the way that they darkened up the whole DNA as well. And combining that with the very good performance, I would say that even though this one is not as smoothly blend as Maison, Asrar, Vanguard, overall this has pretty much the best package for myself, and it's also very likely that it's gonna go down in price with time because this is the latest release. When it comes to Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition, as I said, for me, Club de Nuit Intense Overdose is what I expected Collector's Edition to be. So I would say save yourself some money, skip the Collector's Edition and grab Club de Nuit Intense Overdose. And if you've tried these fragrances, please share your experience. I'm very curious to see what's your opinion. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the comments.